happiness in life depends not only on having close relationships, but it will be tangibly greater if you have a healthy and cohesive relationship. If you feel that your love union is no longer satisfying, there may be little you need to change to get the relationship back on track. Now that we have the results of long-term studies of successful and unsuccessful unions, we've identified some of the most common problems men and women face in relationships. If you detect such problems as early as possible, you can deal with them before they reach insurmountable proportions. 1. Taking your partner for granted, underestimating their role in your life. As relationships mature, people often begin to think that the familiar comforts of life will stay with them forever. In a sense, this is normal and appropriate. It even helps to build relationships. However, from time to time it's worth thinking about what your life would be like without your partner. How would it affect your daily existence, your overall well-being, your thoughts, and your happiness going forward? Once you try to imagine yourself without your man or your woman, it might encourage you to show a little more attention, interest and concern for him or her, if only for a moment. It's very easy to dismiss those closest to you because they're not going anywhere. But then your partner can easily start looking for someone else to give him or her more attention than you. 2. Doubting the strength of your relationship. Ignoring your partner is the wrong way to go, but it's also not productive for a relationship to constantly worry about whether you are loved or not. Constantly anxious people often become so obsessive and dependent that it can alienate their partner, who has a hard time enduring the excessive need for displays of affection and exhortation. After you have reached a conscious willingness to commit to each other, there is no need to constantly ask your loved one if your relationship is really important to him. Even if you haven't gotten to the stage of mutual commitment, you should learn to recognize by his behavior whether you matter to him. 3. Complaining about your partner to everyone but your partner. We all know exactly what could have been redone in our long-term relationship. However, instead of discussing it with your partner, you share your problems with anyone who will listen to you. Except when you allow your personal relationship to be divulged, such tendencies can themselves backfire. Chances are, if you don't tell your partner directly what's bothering you, he or she may not realize that you'd like to change something about his or her behavior. It's even more likely that by constantly focusing on what's bothering you, you may begin to notice less and less good things about your partner's behavior. Negative thoughts about his or her minor annoying actions may intensify over time, and soon you will stop appreciating the positive and disposing qualities of your partner altogether. 4. Show passive-aggressive reactions. In a close relationship, there are many situations in which partners display passive-aggressive reactions. For example, when they forgot to do something they shouldn't have forgotten, or agreed to a suggestion they never supported. The list of such situations is really endless. You might think that it would be safer not to refuse a request directly or to express disagreement with what your partner is saying. But again, by not letting him know how you really feel, you are closing the channel of communication. Of course, not all passive-aggressive reactions happen consciously. For example, you forget to help your partner with something, say, setting the alarm clock to make it to an early meeting, and that's only because you yourself would rather sleep in than wake up with the first rays of the sun. 5. Constantly questioning your relationship. Do you ever sit around idly wondering if you'll still be together in a week, a month, a year from now? Are you afraid of jinxing your relationship with the wrong action or thought? Do you think the fact that your partner is expressing some sign of concern is an indication of his or her waning interest in you? As I said earlier, you should to a certain extent perceive your relationship with your partner as not requiring constant proof. However, you can look at it from a slightly different perspective. When you question your relationship, it means that you doubt that it can last and you lose confidence in decisions about the future together. If you're always looking up, plan B, your partner may feel this, and it could end up ruining your relationship. 6. To dismiss your partner's problems. Everyone in life has to deal with difficult tasks, such as losing a job, health problems, or struggling with addictions. It is at such a difficult time that your partner needs your support and encouragement, even though it may be a period of high stress for you. No one is saying that at such times you need to hide your anxiety and fake unfading optimism. It's more important than ever that you be there for your partner and make him or her feel like he or she can overcome this difficult time. Your reassurance and support will not only reduce your partner's worries, but very likely help him or her mobilize all of his or her resources to overcome the problematic situation. 7. Feelings of hopelessness. Aside from when your partner has to deal with his or her own problems, couples also face a common set of problems. The list of possible reasons for despair can include infidelity, differences in characters, lifestyles, and values, or a simple misunderstanding that can escalate into a real war. If you allow yourself to brush such situations aside, you are unlikely to contribute emotionally to fixing the problems in your relationship. Many psychological and other factors go into establishing a lasting relationship and making sure it lasts. Avoiding the above will keep your relationship healthy and strong in the long run.